Now, one of the other Ellas is Pasteurella. And the species that we're going to talk about is Pasteurella multocida. And the one thing you really want to think about when we're talking about Pasteurella are animal bites. And even more than dog bites, you got to go with the cat bite. All right, so cats and Pasteurella. Now what happens here is you get bitten by the animal and you'll clean the wound, hopefully. But what they've done when they bite is they give you a nice little puncture wound. So when you're washing, you can't really get down deep into that wound to clear out all the organisms. So this actually happened to me. Of course it did. You know it did. When I was in graduate school, I got bitten by a cat, basically right here in my thumb, and I washed the wound and I wasn't too worried about it. By the next morning, my thumb was huge and I already started to get lymphadenitis. I started to get the red streaks up my arm. So I went to student health. You know that's always a nightmare. I almost died there. And by the time they actually saw me in student health, it was so bad that they thought it was in my bones already. That's how rapidly spreading we're talking about. All right? Now luckily it had not spread to my bones, and I just basically had to get 2 shots, not 1 but 2, 1 in each cheek. Now that was a good time, let me tell you there. So that helps you remember it's very rapidly spreading, and the number one thing you have to think about are cat bites. All right? Dogs, we're going to talk about some other infections that you see more common with dog bites. So diagnosis, they're probably not really going to culture it. If you have a cat bite and you get an infection, they're going to treat you for Pasteurella. And the treatment is usually something like Augmentin, which is combination with amoxicillin and the clavulanic acid. So if you get a cat bite, typically, or even a dog bite, and it's fairly deep, one of the things you can do to prevent this, of course, is you can just go to the physician and they'll prescribe that drug for you to prevent the development of cellulitis from Pasteurella and some of the other organisms we're going to talk about.